With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
In this question, they have given us a diagram of an experiment, and we have to select the correct groups of gases which were used to simulate the primitive atmosphere during this experiment. Now, the diagram which is given to us is showing S.L. Miller's experiment, which was carried out in order to find out more about the origin of life, and it ended up verifying the theory given by Oparin and Haldane. What did Oparin and Haldane say? They thought that the origin of life must have been preceded by chemical evolution, that is, first, many different kinds of biomolecules, many diverse biomolecules must have been formed from the non-living substances or the inorganic constituents. And after this, when these different biomolecules were evolved, such as the nucleic acids, then the lipids, different pigments, proteins, after this, these biomolecules must have come together, they must have formed an aggregation in order to form a living cell. So, Oparin and Haldane said that these events took place on the primitive Earth or on the early Earth, because the conditions on early Earth before life evolved were very different from how they are now. On the primitive Earth, the climatic conditions were highly unstable, which means that it was common to see phenomena such as the volcanic storms. There was a lot of thunder, lightning, electric discharge, and even the composition of the atmosphere at that time was different. We had a reducing atmosphere, which means that there was no free oxygen. We didn't have any oxygen in the form of O2. Mainly we had gases such as methane, then ammonia, and also water vapor and hydrogen. So, according to Oparin and Haldane, under these unstable climatic conditions, from these constituents of the atmosphere, of the reducing atmosphere, the diverse biomolecules must have been formed that led to the origin of life. Now, S.L. Miller carried out such an experiment where he recreated the conditions of early Earth or simulated the primitive atmosphere on a laboratory scale. So he placed these gases which were present in the atmosphere of the primitive Earth into a closed flask, and there he created the unstable climatic conditions also. There was electric discharge, the temperature was kept very high at around 800 degrees Celsius. So, from these gases which he had placed into the flask by creating the electric discharge and placing them in high temperature, after several days when he continued to keep these gases under such condition, he observed that there had been formation of some amino acids, which confirmed the theory of chemical evolution, that in such unstable climatic conditions, such biomolecules could have been formed from the gases in the atmosphere, that is, from the inorganic constituents. So, which gases must have been there? Because we are trying to simulate the primitive atmosphere, and the primitive atmosphere was a reducing atmosphere. We cannot have any oxygen. So, any option which is listing oxygen cannot be our correct answer. Now, in this question, oxygen is not mentioned in any of the options. So, here we are going to say option B is our correct answer. All of the gases which we have just mentioned before, which comprised the early atmosphere, ammonia, water vapor, methane, hydrogen, Miller used them in his experiment and placed them in his closed flask to see if there would be any evolution of biomolecules from the inorganic constituents, as Oparin and Haldane suggest in their theory of chemical evolution.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.